Hi, this is Patty Hosmer, and today we're going to do a little pre-algebra on reducing fractions review. Today's January 5th. Okay, we're going to start by reducing. Reduce by dividing the numerator and denominator by either 2, 3, or 5. So they tell you the numbers to reduce it by. And students always have a hard time trying to reduce, or if they should reduce. We know 2 doesn't go into 3 evenly, so it has to be 3. 5 doesn't go into 3. So let's divide both by 3. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So you reduce, it would be 1/2. Now, I always tell kids if you're going to draw it, you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the denominator. How many parts total would make one whole? And you'd color in 3, right? 3 out of 6. But also, if I only have 1/2, it's still 1/2. 3 out of 6 is 1/2 and 1/2. If I took away these lines and just made this 1 out of 2, it still equals the same amount. Anyways, I'm not going to draw each and every one. Okay, so then we have 5 over 15. We can eliminate 2, 3, so just 5. So 5 goes into 5 how many times? 1. 5 goes into 15 3 times. You can do the same thing and draw this out if you want. So it'd be 1/3. 12 over 15, let's write it down here. 2 would go into 12 but not 15. 3 goes into both of these. 5 does not go into both of these, so it'd just be 3. So let's start off. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So your answer would be 4/5. I gotta erase it first, huh? I'll try and break these up. Okay, number 4. It's 14 over 20. It tells you to reduce by 2, 3, or 5. So 14 over 20. I know 2 goes into both those numbers. 3 does not. It goes into neither of those. Or 5. 5 only goes into 20. So let's divide by 2. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 20 10. So your answer would be 7 over 10. How about 21 over 30? You know it's not going to be 2 because 2 doesn't go into 21 evenly. 3 goes into both these numbers and 5 only goes into 30. So 3 goes into 21 7 times. 3 goes into 30 10 times. That's the same answer, huh? Okay. I'm going to break it up. Okay, so now they want us to reduce by 2, 3, or 7. Okay, so you have 7 over 21. I know 2 doesn't go into there. I know 3 doesn't go into 7, so it has to be 7. 7 goes into 7 how many times? 1. 7 goes into 21 3 times. So your answer is 1 over 3. How about 12 over 14? It'd have to be 2. Okay, why wouldn't it be 3? 3 goes into 12 but not 14 evenly. And 7 only goes into 14 evenly, not 12. So 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 14 7 times. And how about 21 over 35? That is going to be 7. Because 3 goes into 21 but not 35. And 2 doesn't go into either of those numbers. Okay, so 7 goes into 21 3 times. 7 goes into 35 5 times. So 3 over 5 is your answer. I gotta erase it, sorry. Okay. Reduce the same by 2, 3, or 7. So you have 12 over 21. I know 2 goes into 12, but not 21. 3 goes into 12 and does go into 21. And 7 doesn't go into 12. So let's divide by 3. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 goes into 21 7 times. So 4 over 7. And you have 30 over 33. Let's look. 2, no, because it ends in a 3 here. Would not. 3 goes into both those numbers. 7 does not. Okay. So let's divide by 3. 3 goes into 30 10 times. And 3 goes into 33 11 times. Juno is trying to be in the video. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. It just says reduce. It doesn't give you the number to reduce it with this time, okay? But that's what you're doing. You're basically trying different numbers to see, okay? And if you don't pick the biggest number that goes into both of them at first, you'll just have to reduce again. It's okay. And sometimes, like with bigger numbers, that's what I do. I break it down sometimes. Okay, 8 over 16. I already know that it's going to be 8, the biggest number that goes into both of these, okay? So 8 goes into 8 one time, 8 goes into 16 2 times. Now, say you didn't see it, and you started with a 4. 4 goes into 8 2 times, 4 goes into 16, I'm sorry, I put 8, 4 times. So now you have 2 over 4, you have to reduce it again. What number goes into both of those? Would be a 2, and that would equal 1/2. You still get the same answer, you just have to have more steps, that's all, if you don't have the biggest number. All right, 12 over 16. You know for sure 2 goes in there, but I know 4 also goes into both of these numbers. So 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 16 4 times. 3 over 4. Then you have 25 over 35. So I'm assuming it's going to be 5. Let's check it out. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 5 goes into 35 7 times. So your answer for that one would be 5 over 7. And then 15 over 21, I'm going to assume is 3. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 3 goes into 21 7 times. Okay? And you would reduce it to 5 over 7. Okay, we're on number 5. 30 over 36. I know both these numbers are even, so I know 2 goes into there. I know that 3 goes into there. And I know that 6 goes into there. So 6 goes into 35 times. 6 goes into 36 6 times. So 5 over 6. 10 over 30. I know for sure they're even. I know that 10 goes into 10 and 10 goes into 30. So reduce it to 1/3. How about 20 over 44? They're both even numbers. I'm looking at the numerator. I know that 4 goes into 20 and it also goes into 44. So let's choose 4. 4 goes into 25 times. 4 goes into 44 11 times. So your answer would be 5 over 11. And this one's kind of tricky. 14 over 56, if you don't see it right away. You might choose 7 because 7 goes into both of those, but 14 goes into both of these numbers as well. So 14 goes into 14 one time, 14 goes into 56 4 times. So your answer would be 1/4. But if you didn't choose 14, like I said, you could have chose 7. Let's put it up here. Divided by 7. 7 goes into 14 2 times. 7 goes into 56 8 times. So like I said, you just have a second step to reduce again. I know these are both even numbers, so 2 goes into both of them, and you would get the same answer, 1/4. Okay, we're almost done. We got one more slide after this, I think. It says to reduce 12 over 20. It doesn't give you the numbers again, so you have to look at these. So, like I said, I'm looking at the numerator and the denominator. They're both even numbers, so I know 2 goes into both of them. 3 does not go into both of them. 4 goes into both of them, so let's try 4. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 goes into 20 5 times. Those are both prime numbers, 3/5, or 3 over 5. You have 20 over 24. They're both even. I know 4 goes into both these numbers. And I think that's going to be our number again. 4 goes into 20 5 times. 4 goes into 24 6 times. So 5 over 6 would be your answer to reduce it. When they say reduce, it also could be simplify. Simplify. I don't know why they have to have so many different words for it, but that's what they do. 8 over 56. I'm going to go with 8 because I know 8 times 7 is 56. So 8 divided by 8 is 1. 8 goes into 56 7 times. 1 over 7. How about 14 over 28? Of course, they're both even. I know that 7 goes into 14. I know that 7 goes into 28. I also know that 14 times 2 equals 28. So we're going to divide both sides by 14. I'm not both sides. Divide it by 14. 14 divided by 14 is 1. 14 divided by 28 is 2. Be 1/2. Then you have 12 over 36. Oh, I know for sure that they're both even numbers. I know that 4 goes into them as well. And then 6. Let's try 6. 6 goes into 12. I'm sorry. I almost had to do a double step. Let's just do the double step. It should have been 12, but let's just do the double step. 6 goes into 12 2 times. 6 goes into 36 6 times. And you see how they're both even? Just a second step. Divide by 2. 2 goes into 2 1 time. 2 goes into 6 3 times. So it'd be 1/3. But if I would have just went 12 divided by 12, it would have been 1/3 as well. But they're bigger numbers. You might not see it, especially when you're first learning how to do these. 25 over 50. I know for sure that 5 goes into both these numbers. But if you look, 25 times 2 equals 50. So I know it's 25. 25 be 1/2. Okay? Okay, this is the last slide. Reduce. You have 9 over 21. I know if it breaks down 9, it's 3 times 3. So, and I know 9 doesn't go into 21 evenly, so it has to be 3. So let's divide by 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 21 7. So it'd be 3 over 7. How about 28 over 60? Okay, so I know if I double it, it's not going to equal 60. I know that 2 goes into both. Yeah, let's try 2. I don't see it. Sometimes you just don't see it, even if you're used to it. 2 goes into 28 14 times. And 2 goes into 60 30 times. They're still both even, so it must have been 4. Let's divide by 2. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 30 15 times. So your answer would be 7 over 15. That's why I talk about a second step. If we would have divided by 4, let's do it real fast. 4 goes into 28 5 6 7 times. And 4 goes into 60. I don't know, I have to divide it. 1. That's something I see. 15 times, right? Okay. Get the same answer. All right, 25 over 75. I know that they are both ending in 5, so 5 definitely goes into both these numbers. But I know that 25 times 3 equals 75. I think of those as like quarters. And a lot of kids don't even know that anymore because we don't use money as much, right? Everything's digital. So 25 goes into 25 one time. 25 goes into 75 3 times. So it'll be 1/3. How about 22 over 66? I know that 22 times 3 is going to give me 66. So 22 goes into 22 one time. 22 goes into 66 3 times. So it'll be 1/3. How about 18 over 45? Let's try it. I'm going to guess 9. Let's try 9. 9 goes into 18 2 times. 9 goes into 45 5 times. So your answer would be 2 over 5. How about 21 over 56? I'm going to guess, because I'm looking at the 21, breaking that down. 7 times 3 equals 21. I know that 7 goes into 56, so it has to be 7. 7 goes into 21 3 times, and 7 goes into 56 8 times. That's today's lesson.